Hey you guys, today I've got for you this around 2011, 2012 era Modern Fan Company catalog here. This one was released in sequence with the later version of the Period Arts catalog here, and I got them both at the same time. This isn't my original copy. My original copy is fallen apart, but I've got a bunch of them, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, they've got a bunch of cool fans in here, so let's start it off. This was my first real exposure to the Modern Fan Company, and I absolutely loved some of the products in here. I thought they were so cool, and I still do. So, let's get started. First up, we have the Gusto fans. I always quite like the way that these ones looked, actually. I don't like the light kits. I've mentioned this before. A lot of the early light kits on these Modern Fan Company fans, I'm not a fan of. It was only on the more recent fans that they actually made them look half decent, but that's just my opinion. You guys can have your own, and I won't judge you for it. Here we've got the Stella. I always kind of found this fan kind of weird and different. I do quite like it, though. It kind of gives me some Saturn vibes with that light. Overall, it's just a really neat design that I absolutely like. And this is one of the products that was designed by Dave Ellis. I say designed by Dave Ellis. I've talked to him before, and he says that even if his name is on him, that it's not just him that does everything. He's not the sole designer of those products. Here we've got the Plum, which is kind of similar to, I think it's the Altus, but there are some differences. Once again, absolutely hideous light kits. I'm not a big fan of those, but I like these two here. Then we've got the DC Slim. I quite think this one's cool. It kind of looks like a torpedo or something. And it's kind of cool how they offer this one in either flush mount or down rod. And I don't think that either version looks terrible. I think that this is a really good looking fan. And those were all the new products for this catalog. The rest of these are all pre-existing ones. We've got the Pensy and the Lumina. We have the Velo and the Velo Hugger. We've got the Cloud and the Halo, some of the more weird light fan designs here. Then we've got the balls. I feel like I literally say that every time that I've got a Modern Fan catalog, but yeah, here are the balls. Once again, do not like these light kits. Here we've got the Lupa and the Pharos. I quite like the way that that one looks. I actually like the Pharos too. I like both of those quite a bit. Here we've got the Altus. Once again, I'm not a big fan of the light kits, but I think the fans themselves look good. And then we've got the Industry and the Flute. These two are some of the only exceptions where I think the light kits don't look absolutely terrible. The Cirrus fans are another exception of that. The early Cirrus light kits like this that had one that even went down even further, I thought those were bad, but otherwise I don't actually hate any of the Cirrus light kits. I think they look kind of cool. Then we've got the Aurora. I think this one could have benefited from a downlight option, even though it probably would have been one of the ugly ones still. Might have helped it sell more. I don't know. Could be wrong. I don't know how well that fan sold. And then here we've got the Eclipse and the Stratos. The two sort of column cylinder-y type fans. I don't know of a good way to describe them, but excuse the dog. I'm not going to start this whole video over just because he barks. Anyways, here we've got the Nimbus and the UFO. This is one of the few exceptions besides the Stella and some later fans that had a bronze finish in the catalog. I always thought that these ones were kind of cool. One thing that I really liked about the Modern Fan Company as a kid, and also found kind of interesting, is how they didn't have any 5-blade designs. Most of them were 3 or 4, and I really thought that that was different, unique. I was so used to 5-blade fans. Most of my childhood fans in my house and around that I saw were all 5-blade, so it was kind of interesting to see a brand that had mostly 4-blade designs. Then here we've just got the back here, which just has all the other information. Then here's the back cover with the Gusto on it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.